Hi there, this is Karen from Soul Shimmer Designs and welcome to today's Tech Wrap tutorial, which is all about this Rhinestone acrylic cup, which is a double-walled cup, and I've used the beautiful Tech Wrap Opal Vinyl as my decal. So let's get going. And the Tech Wrap tools that I'm using today are my trusty weeding pen, which has a super sharp pin, the squidgy with the felt on the end there, which I use quite a lot. I used purple grid transfer tape today and my standard tack cutting mat. The vinyl that I've used is part of the Opal Vinyl Sheets pack. If you haven't got one of these Opal vinyls, you should really try them. They are gorgeous colours. There's 13 pieces in a pack. And I chose this one, which has pink, sort of gold, yellow and a little bit of green hues in it to complement the rhinestones that I'm using in my cup. So these starter packs are brilliant if you want to get a good feel for how to use the vinyl and all the colours that are available. So I just have this 12-ounce acrylic cup. It's double-walled, as you can see. And I use a hot fix tool that you need to obviously turn on and heat up, and then to make the hole in the bottom to insert the rhinestones you need to make sure it's super hot and just push down there, and you'll see that the plastic melts and you can take out the little extra piece with your tweezers, and then you're left with a clean hole to pop your rhinestones in. Now I used two colours here because I wasn't quite sure how many rhinestones the cup would actually take, but they are 2mm and 3mm rhinestones, and they're flat back rhinestones. So I'm just popping them into this one bag to mix up the colours, give it a good shake around so that they're all mixed up nicely. And then I'm using almost as a kind of a piping bag with a little funnel at the end there. Now it's a bit of a trick to work out how to put these rhinestones in, because as you know they'll probably go everywhere, a bit like glitter. But once I had it all sorted, you can see that it does take a bit of patience and it can take a little while. But then I had my technique sorted and just held the cup on the side and tapped it on as so the rhinestones could go in, and that worked really well. And it's just a matter of shaking around and tapping the cup just to make sure that you've got a good circulation of rhinestones around, and then at the end you need to just seal up the bottom with a hot glue gun. Then to remove the unsightly glue gun repairs that we've done at the bottom, I've used some UV resin with some pink glitter, and I'm just going to stir that in with my popsicle stick, and then that's ready to apply onto the bottom of the cup. And that just makes the bottom of the cup look a bit nicer to get rid of that awful hot glue look that's there. And if you're using UV resin, just please make sure that you have a ventilated room, and if you wanted to use gloves you should also use gloves. I didn't at this time because I was just doing a small bit and it wasn't going to get onto my fingers. I was using the popsicle stick. So just move it all around the bottom of the cup, and this process doesn't take so long. Just even that out a little bit, and then it's time to cure the UV resin. So I have my nail lamp there, and I put that on for, it was about 30 seconds, and it's just that the UV lamps in there will cure the UV resin straight away. And that's it, all done nice and smooth, and looks really good, much nicer than before. And now we're on to our decals. I'm using the Opal Vinyl and burnishing down my vinyl onto the Tech Wrap standard tack mat using my squidgy, which I find super handy with the felt piece on the end, and then cutting out on my Silhouette Cameo. Now this Opal vinyl you might think is probably quite a thick vinyl to use, but it uses the standard cut that you would use for matte and for your gloss vinyls as well. So it cuts really well, and it also weeds really well. And these had quite an intricate design, and I had no problems with getting any of the intricate designs of the flowers off. It didn't pull or rip or take away any of the flower parts. So now I'm using my purple grid transfer tape just to remove my decals. I decided, because the gradient on the cup was too big to put on as one layer, that I would just do sort of 3 or 4 decals at a time. And you can see the colour there blends in well with the rhinestones, which is what I wanted. I didn't want something that was too overpowering. And then once the light catches the opal vinyl, you see it catches onto the yellow hues and sometimes the green as well, which is what I wanted for the colours to match the rhinestones. And I'm just using my squidgy, doing the squidgy burnishing method at the back there. That makes life a whole lot easier, especially with this really thin squidgy that you get from Tech Wrap. Now I'm just applying the next lot of decals onto the cup. And as I said, I'm doing it this way just because the gradient on the cup was quite large, and it wasn't possible to do it on as one. I could have used the Silhouette Studio warp function, but I just didn't have the patience for that and thought this was a better way of doing it. Then I can show everybody how easily the opal vinyl removes from the backing sheet and onto the transfer tape and then onto the acrylic cup. So I'm just doing the second last part of the decal, and I really like working with this opal vinyl. I think it's one of those, there's so many Tech Wrap colours and features and textures that you can get, that opal vinyl is probably not featured as much as it should be, because the colours are really gorgeous and you do get some awesome colour changes when you're in the different lights. So we're almost done, just putting that small decal on. And you can also see that I'm using my squidgy to hold the cup, so that's another useful function for the squidgy. Probably didn't expect that. Well, I certainly didn't expect it, but it holds the cup perfectly with the ridges in the middle there. And now we're on to the last decal, using my squidgy to hold the cup. And just placing that last, I only needed to use 3 instead of the 4 decals there. But that comes off nice and easily, and there we have it. So this is the finished product. You can see in the light you get the yellow hues, and in the rhinestones there were some yellow hues as well from the white rhinestones, so it matched up really well, and I'm super happy with how it's turned out, and makes a cute little cup for someone who loves their bling, that loves their rhinestones. So thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I hope this has been a helpful Tech Wrap tutorial for you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Bye.